Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday, and that was a very good request of video considering the flames on the screen, because today was the hottest day ever in existence for the UK. So that's the hottest temperature we've ever had, and it was 40 point something degrees, I do believe. So I mentioned on a post last night over on Patreon that it was 37 or 38 yesterday. It's really close to a new record, because the record was 38.7 or something like that, but now it was over 40 today. So we are very hot, but fortunately, I mean, the temperature has come down quite a lot. But the problem is with the UK that the houses are designed, I mean, it's great for the winter, they are designed to keep heat in. So not so good when it's 40 degrees, and that's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit or more than that. I know that on the news they said it was 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So for those of you that know those kind of temperatures, just imagine that kind of heat in a house that has been designed almost like having, you know, duvet covers on the outside, all of the insulation that's like heat insulation, so it stops the air from escaping. So it is very much like an oven, and as I said, fortunately the temperatures come down, but it's just trying to get the heat out of the house, which is the problem. So I have got a fan next to me, and when I say that, I don't mean somebody that likes the channel. I mean a fan that is blowing air at me at the moment, which makes it a little bit more bearable. We'll have to see if my voice dries out or anything, because it's the first time I've ever had that blowing in the side of my head. But also whether you guys can hear it loudly or not, because it's probably blowing a little bit of air into the microphone. But fingers crossed it's all okay and that you can hear me and it's fine. Actually, looking at the levels, it looks like maybe the levels are a little bit too quiet. That's probably a little bit better. I was just saying about the fan being off to the side, and maybe you can hear the fan as well as my voice, but obviously you couldn't hear the microphone very well. And I know exactly why that was, because I was messing around yesterday with just replaying or playing a different version of the riff that I play that, you know, comes in with the Wings of Pegasus logo. As it comes in on screen, I just play. It was originally in G. I did, you know, a little bluesy rundown and I think maybe a dive bomb at the end, I can't remember. But anyway, I've now transposed that to A. So I was playing that yesterday just to make it slightly different, or at least update it a little bit, make it a little bit brighter in sound. So I was doing that. Anyway, long story short, I remember that I plugged my amp, or the mic that was miking up my amp, into a different channel, and that's why the volume was different just starting the live stream. So I forgot to rectify that. But it seems like we are all good to go. We didn't miss out anything important at the beginning other than me saying it was hot today, a record-breaking heat. And it does bring into question, certainly on the news today, we've been focusing on potential global warming, and the fact that in the Amazon, over in Brazil, they said that it was something ridiculous, like I don't know how many football pitches worth of Amazon is getting chopped down every day because they're trying to find gold. They're mining for gold illegally, but they're just cutting down all the trees, and it's having a dramatic effect because of, even this reporter who said she went there a few years ago, and even in a few years it's now just unrecognizable because there's so much, just open land, or it should just be called dry land. It's just open rock where they've been trying to find gold but haven't succeeded, and then move on to another part of the Amazon and just cut all the trees down. So anyway, it's certainly not normal for the UK to be hitting 104 Fahrenheit and 40 degrees above. Like I've said, it's the hottest it's ever been since we've ever recorded anything. And unfortunately, the previous hottest day was only 3 years ago. So hopefully it can be reversed, but who knows. Anyway, let me get you guys up on screen. Let's stop chatting about the weather and see who is in the house tonight. And we have Clint and Pamela, Robert, Toropoco, Billy, Brooke, Kevin, John, Alison, Anna, Judy in there as well. Robert again, Vince is in the house. Hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight, and hopefully everything is fine on screen and you can see me and hear me and the fan's not making too much noise. I'm going to keep an eye on the live chat room as well. And just in case the volume was too quiet at the beginning, I said that I've got a fan blowing into the side of my head, just purely because the houses here in the UK are very good at keeping the heat in. So it means that even though the temperature's now cooling down outside, it's still very warm inside. So I'm just trying to kind of move the air around a little bit to keep things cool, or at least as cool as possible. Anyway, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible, and you know who you are. Thank you for all of your support. I do mention that they are on the super chat window and the PayPal donations window as well, so a big thank you to these people who just make every single video that I do on YouTube possible. But I mean, when I say the foundation of the channel, I mean it's the foundation of everything. Just the foundation of me being able to do what I do is because of these people. So again, huge thanks to them. And let me get the likes goal up on screen, because tonight we are aiming for 315 likes. So if you can hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be massively appreciated. And let's get the likeometer up on screen to see that we are at 164 likes already. So if you could hit that thumbs up. If you haven't used your thumbs up token yet, then it would be great if you could do that to get us closer to this target in order to have a pick roulette next week. So let me just mention about those donations. Let me get that up on screen so that you guys know that you don't have to donate. I always say this, just watching the live streams is great, and just watching the channel in general, just hitting a thumbs up or commenting is great. So thank you guys for doing that. But if you can't resist, then I have the percentages up on screen because I think it's important that you guys know exactly where your money goes, and between 35 and 45% goes to YouTube through the super chat donations window, and that's at the top of the chat room or the bottom of the chat room where you write the comments. But over on PayPal, between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal, and there's a PayPal link in the description below just in case you want to do things that way. But like I said, you don't have to do anything. It's great just to talk to you guys in a live setting on the channel, and even though it's hot, it doesn't matter what the weather is, we will still be live streaming. Having said that, some of the places in Europe and actually in the east of London today, there were fires because it was that hot that things were catching fire, and I think they started to get it under control maybe around 7 or 8 o'clock this evening. But I know that they were still fighting the fires. And then in Europe, it's been really hot as well. And I know that there have been a lot of fires in France, and whole towns have had to be evacuated because they just can't control the flames. So, I mean, it's not just the case that it is hot and it's uncomfortable in the kind of housing that we have. It's actually dangerously hot because fires are starting, and it's just hotter than we've ever experienced before. So they're talking about zoos as well. The animals there aren't used to this heat, and it is record breaking, so it means that none of the animals in the zoos have ever felt this temperature, exactly the same as the humans here have never felt this kind of temperature. So yeah, breaking new ground, and not all of it good. So anyway, we'll keep on keeping focused on tonight's live stream. I don't think it's going to get too hot for us. We'll still be live streaming. I mean, unless something really serious happens, I will always let you guys know if a live stream's not going to happen. But fortunately, we've managed to make it to this one, and we still keep our run going of not having missed one in, I think, at least 3 years now. So it is all good. And thumbs up, and yeah, great idea to hit the thumbs up. Mentioning thumbs up, let me get into the donations that we had in the super chat window before we went live. So thank you guys for these, and I have to access these on a different screen because they disappear annoyingly when we go live. We had the first donation came in from Orlando for $2. Thank you for that, Orlando, saying spike the likes. Lots of thumbs up. Where are you, Paul? So thank you for that, Orlando. Actually, Paul donated right at the end of the last live stream, saying thank you, moderators. So thank you for that, Paul. But technically, Orlando was the first donation tonight, and because Orlando says spike the likes, let me have a reach over to my mug to spike the likes on the mug. But always give a plug of the mug at the beginning of the live streams when Orlando donates. If you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, just click on the link in the description below, but you might have a tray underneath this video, depending on what you're watching this particular video on. But you can click on any item in that tray, and that'll take you through to the spring.com store, but that link is in the description below as well if you want to click on that. Get yourself a t-shirt or a cap or a tumbler, which is something that I use all the time. In fact, I used it yesterday with a Pepsi Max filled with ice, just trying to keep cool. But my favorite thing at the moment, due to the heat, is, I mean, I generally have a tiny bit of grape juice just because it's got a lot of natural sugar in and I don't get on particularly well with sugar. But I have some grape juice in a glass, and then I've got I've got, I think, 12 ice cubes that I can make in this really big ice cube container. I put 4 of those in a blender and I blend it up, and it's something that, I mean, it's really similar to something that I used to have as a kid called Slush Puppy, or it's something like that. And it was just ice, but it had, you know, a really, I mean, the amount of sugar that was in that kind of syrup, it was more like just a flavored syrup, and you had ice in there. And that was a drink that I used to have when I was a kid, but I'm now having the grown-up version of that, which is crushed ice with some fruit juice, and that's, I mean, I'm enjoying that quite a lot in the heat. But it's just because you get to eat it with a spoon as well, because you can. I know that some people can't eat ice because of sensitive teeth, but I don't have that problem, so I can just eat the ice, and yeah, it helps to keep me cool. But it's just something I thought of. Keeping drinks cool. If you want to get a Wings of Pegasus tumbler, that will definitely do the job for you. It'll also keep your drinks warm in the winter. Anyway, let's move on. Thank you, Orlando, for that. Jennifer donated $7. Thank you, Jennifer. And the message is, Phil, have you run into this? YouTube putting copyright claims on copyright-free songs? If so, why is this going on? Stay cool. So thank you for that. And the only thing that I have seen occasionally on YouTube are companies who are, because, I mean, the copyright claim thing on YouTube is a bit dodgy anyway. I mean, that's before you even get into the whole fair use thing. But I know that there are companies who will go around and they will be claiming, yeah, music that you should be allowed to use, because it means that by claiming it, they then get the ad revenue for it, unless the claim is disputed. So, and I know that a lot of people just don't go through the disputes and just leave it on there. So there are companies that are effectively illegally claiming copyright when they don't own it in the first place. They're just hoping to get away with it and hoping that people won't research it or dispute it. So that's something that I have seen. But if you go through the disputes, then, you know, you should be fine. I mean, the way that it works on my channel is that I know everything that I'm doing. If there is a copyright claim, I know that I'm exempt because of fair use, that mine is clearly fair use. So every dispute that I've done, I've been successful on because of that fact. But if somebody, so it means that if somebody tried to claim something that wasn't theirs, then I would be able to dispute that anyway, and I would be using it with fair use anyway. So it's not really applicable. And because I own the publishing on all of my own songs, and an independent company cover and, you know, just keep tabs on all of that for me, it means that I don't have to worry about that either, that, you know, people trying to claim my songs as theirs, because it's just not possible because they don't own the publishing rights to it. So yeah, I have seen that, but fortunately it's not something that I've run into on my channel, and fingers crossed that won't happen in the future. But yeah, if I were to dispute it, then it would go through anyway because of fair use. But thank you for that. And Jennifer has donated $5 again. And just to make a point about that previous point, is that, you know, sometimes now and again I'll get a troll on the channel who, you know, will say, oh, I can't believe that all you're doing is featuring other people and making money from their success. And another person said, oh, I can't believe that you go through, you know, marking and hearting all of the comments. And then they said, more money, I guess. And people don't realize how YouTube works, that if you have a video, any video on your channel that uses somebody else's copyright material and you don't own the copyright to that, you don't make money from it. It's just a common misconception that I'm sure that obviously people who are trolling and putting in comments like that, obviously they don't have a successful channel themselves, so they don't realize that you can't use other people's material and then claim money for what they've done. What happens is the company who own the copyright, it might be the person who you're actually featuring as the artist, but more often than not is the publishing company who deal with the record label who they are signed to. They will claim your video and then adverts will be put on your video, usually lots of adverts and non-skippable adverts, but those will be on your video and the copyright owners make the money, the ad revenue from those adverts on your video. So I just get an email saying your video has been copyright claimed, and that is an email that I've got, you know, probably about 1,500, maybe more videos. So it means that I have literally 1,500, maybe a few less than that, because very occasionally the copyright owners choose to share the ad revenue with you, but I'd say 99.9% of the time you'll get the copyright claim just taking all of the ad revenue and giving it to the copyright owner. So it means that all the videos that I do, when people request looking at a song that is well known, and even the songs that aren't well known, if it's by a signed artist, and even unsigned artists now own their publishing rights, so you don't get paid for doing these kinds of videos on YouTube. I think that's a massive misconception. And I told the person that the reason I go through and heart all of the comments is that anyone can do the thumbs up, but only myself, the channel owner, can do the heart symbol. So it means that everybody that has that knows that I have seen their comment and I have read it. And it's something that I say on my live streams all the time, that I still, even though we are now, by the way, let me get this up on screen if I can find the little arrow to do it. We are now at 266,000 subscribers. So a massive thank you to you guys for watching the videos, but subscribing as well. And yeah, just a crazy number, but we'll keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. I think I just stopped the cheering, but now let's just get rid of everything. So yeah, amazing to be at that number. And yes, at 266,000 subscribers, I still read all of the comments. And people, again, that might not have a big channel won't necessarily appreciate how much work it is to keep up with all of the messages, emails behind the scenes, but also to work your way through all of the comments. But that's the reason that I mark all of them, so that people can see exactly where I've got to in the comments. And you know, I see what people are requesting, and you know, people might have questions or comments in there that they want me to, you know, have an input on. I mean, sometimes there are comments that are like a mini novel, and if that's the case, I don't have time to write a really long reply to that. I tend to just keep that for emails, because emails is just a better place to have that rather than the YouTube comment section. But I do say just keep your requests and, you know, suggestions coming in the comment section below. So just requests and suggestions, and, you know, mini comments, maybe a paragraph or two, but the ones that are really long, yeah, if everyone's like that, then I would never get through them. But anyway, thank you for that, Jennifer. And Jennifer also donated $5 and said, please say hi to Beverly, who had knee surgery today. Thanks. So thank you for that. And yes, a big shout out to Bev. I hope everything went well and that the recovery doesn't take too long. And this is the problem with joints. I mean, especially knees and hips. You know, a lifetime of walking. And if you are an active person and you played a lot of sport in your younger years, then yeah, unfortunately, knees and hips, ankles as well can really start to be affected. So hopefully everything went well for Bev today. Paul donated $2. Thank you for that, Paul. And of course, Paul says, spike the likes, all y'all, Orlando's backup guy. And then Orlando will be happy to see that Paul is in there. But Paul donated again with $2 and says, hi Beverly, prayers for a successful knee surgery. So thank you for that, Paul. And I'm sure everyone in that live chat room is, you know, sending well wishes to Bev. And hopefully everything went well and that she can recover soon. And just a quick shout out as well to the moderators for doing such a great job in the live chat room. But a shout out to Carla, who is still working away, even though I know that she's been going through it a bit recently, going into hospital for one thing. And something which is sometimes the case here in the UK as well. You go into hospital for one thing and then the hospital actually gives you something else, whether that be here in the UK, especially kind of infections, and you can leave hospital but then, you know, have an infection and become very ill and need to go back into hospital for something that you didn't even go in with in the first place. So I know that that's something that, you know, has happened to Carla recently, and yeah, but just to say to her, she's still working away. And thank you, Carla, for all of your time and input, even though yeah, it must be really difficult at the moment. So I hope everything, you know, improves and everyone can say a big get well soon to Carla, but also to Bev in that live chat room. So thank you, yeah, for that donation, Paul. And I think that makes us up to date with the donations in that super chat window. I know that Jennifer donated again $5 when we went live, so thank you for that. And the message was, Phil, what was the inspiration for the song Hero? Thanks, take care and stay cool. Hope the arm is still doing well. So thank you again. And yeah, the arm's not too bad at the moment. I think I've reached a point where I can play guitar, which is great. And I did play a little bit of keys the other day, but that's something that, yeah, I started to feel it a bit in my right hand. So I think it's just because I haven't got, you know, particularly big hands. It means that making the stretch of the octave with my left hand obviously is fine, but making the stretch with the octave, you know, playing the chord shape on my right hand is obviously just a little bit troublesome for the tendons, but playing guitar's fine. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wait to kind of get back to any keys or getting kind of into that heavily at any point in the future. So I did start to push it a little bit more with the exercises that I do every day, like the, you know, physio for it. And I think once I started to push the boundaries of that, yeah, the next day is a little bit more sensitive. So yeah, I think I still got to walk before being able to suddenly run. But yeah, it's a lot better than it was, because before I couldn't even get the guitar out. So that's a good sign. But thank you for that. The inspiration for the song Hero, it was pretty much just a riff, and it tends to be the case with most of the songs on the album. Started out with a riff, or started off life as a riff that I just record on my phone, and yeah, it would then just be a case of trying to get a melody, and then the lyrical content is just something that, you know, just popped into my head. And it was something that, you know, when I was working with Griff as well, because Griff was in the band and we just used to, you know, get in the rehearsal studio, or, you know, more often than not, just come up with ideas and show each other, you know, like a riff that we might have, and then we'll just bounce ideas off each other. And that was just, I'm trying to remember, I don't think the inspiration really came from anywhere. It's just something that we had an idea about, writing a song about a, you know, fireman who's, you know, trying to, you know, get to fires and try and save people, and what it must be like having to deal with, you know, those situations where maybe you know, he couldn't do the job well enough or didn't quite get there in time, all those kinds of things. So that's what was then put into the lyrical content. So yeah, I wouldn't say any real inspiration for it, just an idea, in exactly the same way that Percy Johnson was just an idea about, you know, for me in my mind, I just saw it as almost like a kind of Bond theme or a storyline for maybe a Bond movie of you know, people getting kidnapped and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it wasn't a really specific inspiration, just a general thing. But anyway, thank you for that, Jennifer. Orlando donated $5 again. Thank you for that. And the message is, I'm about to take in dinner whole grain spaghetti with turkey meatballs and tomato sauce. Hello to everyone. Go grab yourself a popsicle, Philip. So thank you for that, Orlando. And it always feels a bit weird saying Philip, because my uncle is called Philip, and that's what everyone calls him, Uncle Philip. But everyone refers to me as Phil, like all of my family, yeah, and my uncle himself. And it's because, I mean, Philip sounds like the old version of my name, because obviously, yeah, my uncle is the same age as my dad. So thank you for that, Orlando. And yes, so I know that Orlando is probably purposefully keeping in a lot of information there about the food, because yeah, I'm always hungry during the live streams because it's 12 midnight. Actually, it's midnight midnight here in the UK, but it's, you know, good to see the whole grain spaghetti. That means that it's going to be not only slow release carbohydrates, but from memory a low glycemic index, which means that you don't get this spike of blood sugars while you're actually trying to digest. That's the word I'm looking for. my brain was trying to tell me combust, which I understand why it's trying to tell me that, because of the heat here. But yeah, just digestion is something that, yeah, that will help out with. But low glycemic index is certainly something that is, you know, more desirable. But anyway, thank you for that, Orlando. M has donated $5 and says cool out, so thank you for that. I will try my best. And Lisa W is in the house and has donated $2. Thank you for that, Lisa W. And the message is, it's hot outside, but it's cool in here, with the peace symbol. So thank you for that, Lisa. And yes, it is, I mean, this is just the place to be in the live streams on a Tuesday night and a Saturday night, 12 midnight, British summertime. I always, you know, say Greenwich Mean Time. I have a tendency just to say that naturally, so I have to try and interrupt myself to say that yes, we are in summertime now. Certainly the hottest summer ever on record here. So thank you for that, Lisa W. I know that there were donations in the PayPal window as well. Let me just draw your attention to the vote for tonight's cover video. It is between Iris and A Design for Life. So again, a bit of an acoustic theme. I know that we've already had an acoustic theme on Saturday's live stream, I do believe, with Wanted Dead or Alive. So we have that vote. Make sure that you vote for your favorite. It looks like Iris is in the lead at the moment with 66% of the vote. So just click on either of those, whatever you want to hear later on, and we will see where we end up with that. But let me get the, actually, I'll have the PayPal donations up on screen when we get a little bit more up to date, because all of the PayPal notifications, as you know, go into my PayPal folder, so it makes it more organized for the live streams. But occasionally there'll be ones in there for subscriptions to Adobe. That's another thing that I have, and I can't remember what that's for, but that must be something that I need. Either oh, I know that I use the editing software on my PC as a backup to the Mac just in case, and that must be like Adobe Premiere or something, that must be called. But anyway, yeah, so all of the subscriptions that I use for, I mean, these live streams as well, the Mimo live subscription all goes through PayPal, so it means that I get all of these emails that come through about the subscriptions, but we don't want to be going through all of those in the live streams, so this is why I do just quickly hop between them. And Paul donated $5, so thank you for that, Paul, and that was at 48 minutes past 3 in the morning on Sunday. So that was after the last live stream. Thank you for that. Oh, there's a message with it as well. Thanking you as always for bringing us to a fun and happy place. I have fun being Orlando's backup. Laugh out loud. Thankful for the awesome friends I have on here. Also, 266,000 subscribers, and thanks to the moderators. So thank you for that, Paul. And let me just have a quick move up to get to the next one. We do have the arrows, which makes that possible, which is good. Susan has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Susan. And the message was, please wish Paula M a very happy birthday on Tuesday in our absence. I will be away celebrating my birthday one day late during the live stream. Thank you, Phil. So happy birthday to Susan, first of all, one day late, and then happy birthday to Paula as well. I hope you have a great day today, and I'm sure everybody in that live chat room wishes you a happy birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Paula, and maybe a belated birthday, happy birthday to Susan as well. Let me just scroll up. And oh, just before, I don't know whether this is a normal thing because it's so hot here in the UK. I don't know why, but I get nosebleeds when it's really hot. So I woke up yesterday morning with a nosebleed, which is great because it means you have to kind of run to the bathroom and make sure you don't bleed everywhere. And then I had another nosebleed this morning. So it's certainly something that my body doesn't like about hot temperatures is, you know, I'm not sure why it happens, but maybe there's somebody who knows more about it than I do as to why, you know, being excessively hot temperatures bring on a nosebleed. Or I'm just trying to, you know, think maybe, you know, something, you know, blood vessels are dilating or something, whether that's the right term for it, or, you know, I know that heat makes things expand, so I'm trying to think of why I get nosebleeds. And this is why, I mean, the UK is usually a good place for me to be if that's the problem when it gets hot, my nosebleeds. But yeah, hopefully it won't happen during the live stream, but just in case it does, because you never know, just giving you fair warning that if I start to get a nosebleed, obviously I just put on a song and then I'll have to pinch my nose or try and recover. But fingers crossed everything is okay at the moment, but just in case. Anyway, Steve has donated £5. Thank you for that, Steve. And let me just see if I can get this on screen so you guys can see it, because it was, it's actually 11:52 this morning. So let me just scroll down, and the message is, thank you for that, Steve. The message is, have you seen the Playing for Change worldwide collaboration videos? Would you consider joining in to play on one of them? So thank you for that, Steve. And I have heard about the Playing for Change, you know, collaborations. It's not something that I've seen on the internet yet. I don't really have much time or spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos other than the suggestions and requests that are sent through to me, and once I watch those, obviously I then get into kind of planning them and isolating vocals and doing all that kind of stuff, which takes quite a lot of time. So I've heard of them, but I haven't seen them. And yeah, I mean, pretty much anything for a good cause is well worth doing, so I wouldn't rule that out at all, having some sort of collaboration for that. But thank you for that, Steve. And just scrolling up, because Tammy has donated £10 as well. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 266,000 subscribers. Do you listen to music while you are running or cycling? Rock. So thank you for that, Tammy. And I mean, I haven't done any running in quite a while. I mean, I should do really, but I mean, since my arm's been out of action, I think just the movement of running, I didn't want to kind of aggravate my arm by doing anything or any repetitive motions with my arm, such as running. So yeah, haven't run in a while. But when I did used to run a lot, I started out listening to music, which I found kind of worked, but because I was exercising to then, you know, play football, even recreationally, to try and kind of get fitter, I found that when I was listening to music, I didn't feel as tired as when I wasn't listening to music. So when I was not listening to music, you can hear yourself breathing, you can hear your footsteps, and I feel like you just get fatigued more. So it meant that when I was playing the sport, because you can hear, that you're breathing and you're very much more aware of how tired you are, I thought it was a lot better for me to be more aware of how tired I was when I was running and training than putting on music and then not being aware of it, because then when you play the sport you don't have music going on all the time, so then you feel like I at least felt like I was a lot more fatigued playing the sport when I listened to music when I trained. So that's something that, just for me personally, I then didn't listen to music afterwards. I just took in all of the sounds that happen when you are very tired, and just got used to those, because when I was used to those training, it meant that when I got like that during the game, I then felt more relaxed, because I thought, well, I've been through this training, so it's not anything to panic about. But thank you for that, Tammy. And Catherine has donated £20. Oh, and by the way, if I'm doing weights or something, then I generally always listen to music then, or at least I used to, before I kind of did the arm in. But that's going to be pretty much the Rocky IV soundtrack is what I listen to, and hard rock songs, Mr. Mister, White Snake, Winger, all those kinds of songs, up tempo. That's what I listen to when I'm working out, just kind of doing weights, which I prefer to listen to music when I'm doing that. And generally I will always listen to music when I'm doing any kind of resistance training. Thank you for that. And Catherine has donated £20. Thank you for that, Catherine. And the message is, hi Phil. Or hey Phil, just wondering how you came up with the Wings of Pegasus name. Can you tell us the origin story? Thanks, Catherine, aka Key of Light. So thank you for that. And I don't know whether this is related or not, but somebody asked me this question in the comment section either earlier today or last night, and it was just an idea of brainstorming a band name. And again, this was with Griff, who you guys have been watching for a while will know Griff from the live streams, who's popped on previously. But so myself and Griff were just bouncing ideas, and I had this idea of having some kind of wings idea. Obviously, I couldn't use wings because that's already been used, but I liked the sound of Wings of Pegasus, because to me it sounded like a hard rock band or like an 80s band, so something that I like the idea of. And I think probably in the back of my mind, because I'm a Winger fan, I'm sure that was part of leading me down the path of coming up with Wings. And then the of Pegasus was just a random idea that I don't really know where that came from, but it's just something that I thought of, and I just liked it. And Griff liked that as well, so that's what the band name became. So thank you for that, Catherine. And Maria has donated £1.59. So thank you for that, Maria. And the message is, hi Phil, can't hear you very well, spike those likes. So thank you for that, and hopefully that was, I think, right at the beginning. It was right at the beginning of the live stream, so I rectified that by just turning up the volume on the microphone, because I was using a different microphone before. But anyway, thank you for that, Maria, but thank you for letting me know. Paul has donated £5 as well, and the message is, speak up lad, we want to hear your dulcet tones, with a smiley face. And again, that was at 8 minutes. Okay, so these donations came in a little bit of a while ago, but thank you for that. And Paul then said and donated £1 and said, sound is much better now, thanks. Now please can you turn the fan up and cool us all down. So thank you for that, Paul. I mean, it really depends where you are in the world. I'm sure it's it's obviously going to be cold somewhere, but it certainly seems like everywhere in the world is just heating up year on year, which is a bit of a shame, because it then has that double effect of making the winters like even colder. I know that the way that I've seen global warming being explained is, whatever weather you have at the moment, just exaggerate it, and that's what global warming's going to happen, or that's the effect it's going to have. So it means that in the winter it's going to be even colder, and in the summer it's going to be even warmer. So just more extreme, the weather, unfortunately. And I mean, the weather now, I mean, generally, I would say that having warmer weather is great. Like if I could like play golf, then you generally need it to be quite nice weather, or at least it's nice to play in warmer weather. But it's got to the point where, 40 plus degrees is just a case of trying to stay out of the sun. You can't really do anything in those temperatures, to the point where, I mean, the women's Euros that's going on at the moment, fortunately today there weren't any days, because it was the end of the group stage, I think either yesterday or the day before. So they just managed to sidestep this ridiculously hot day. But I know that it has been in the 30s, and they've been having regular breaks in the games for just a cooling break is what they call it, because it's been so hot. So yeah, it's almost, for them, it's really difficult, but it's, too hot to really do anything. But thank you for that, Paul. And yeah, I mean, the fan is pointed a little bit at me, and the mic maybe, it'll go through the screen to you guys. But anyway, thank you for that, Paul. Maria has donated £1.59 and says, "Hi Phil, sound is better, spike those likes." So thank you for that, and great idea to hit that thumbs up, even though we've already hit our likes goal for tonight. I mean, it was 315, but we've already hit that Pick Roulette likes goal. We are at 328, but maybe we can get another spike of the likes right now. If you're watching this on catch up in the future, you can still hit that thumbs up. It really does help this channel to grow and for these live streams to get out there a little bit more. And Bob has donated £7.97. Thank you for that, Bob. The message is support of YouTube videos. So yes, thank you for that. And I do always say about, the amount of hard drives that I go through with making the videos and just offloading the original video. When I record it, it's generally about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes longer, and I try and get it down to about 15 or 20 minutes. Sometimes I don't succeed. So I have the original video, I then have the edited video, and then have the compressed version of the edited video in order to make it easier to upload to YouTube. So it means that with just one version of the video, and if I have to do a re-edit and blur the video, it means that I get 3 versions of the edited video, including then one version of the raw footage, which is usually a ridiculous amount of gigabytes. So I just have to keep on getting hard drives and just offloading them, just like a conveyor belt, to make sure that I can just keep on going with the videos, which I can, thanks to all of your support, and thanks to your support, Bob. So thank you for that donation. And Lauren has donated £25 as well. Thank you for that, Lauren. And the message is donating for Clint Perry. Spike the likes, Jarl, with a thumbs up. So thank you for that, Lauren. And thank you for that donation on behalf of Clint. Thank you guys as well for enabling me to even buy a fan to cool down. I mean, it all really does count. So this is the first. I mean, I have turned the fan down a little bit, but it is quite a small one, so it's not blowing my hair all over the place. I can still see things, but I think that's probably, with the hair, it's going to be time for a haircut at some point, pretty sometime soon. Especially when it's really hot, you then start to appreciate how much heat just having long hair keeps in. I mean, it would be great to just have no hair, but then it wouldn't be that great to have no hair, because it'd take quite a long time to get back to this stage. I remember it took about a year to grow my hair, to kind of get past the awkward curly hair phase, because then once it's longer, it then starts to kind of hang down because of the. But then again, having said that, I say that it hangs down. It's not too bad at the moment, but sometimes it does just defy gravity and curl up, even though it's quite long. I don't know how it does that. I don't know how quite it achieves that, but anyway, thank you, Lauren, for that donation. And Amy has donated £10 as well and says, "Hi Phil, stay cool." So thank you for that, Amy. I will try my best. Carla has donated £6.01. Thank you for that, Carla. and that is a straight up donation. And Suzanne has donated £11.95. Thank you for that, Suzanne. The message is, I've missed a few lives. Happy to see you tonight. So thank you for that, Susan. And yeah, good to see you. Thank you for joining me. And that goes to all of you guys in that live chat room. Thank you for joining me tonight. So let me just scroll up as well, because Lucy has donated £12. Thank you for that, Lucy. And the message is, howdy, Phil. Fellow wingers and now wingers, or new wingers, spike their likes. But then technically now wingers is accurate because we are live. We are we are literally now together at this time. But it just reminds me to say that if you're watching this in the future and it's not live, then if you can't see your comment in the live chat room at the side of the screen going through, probably within 30 seconds of you making it, then it's not going to be live. You're watching it on catch up. And if you are watching on catch up, then that hello, but unfortunately your comment won't show in the live chat room. So yeah, some people that do ask questions or say hello, and they do multiple comments saying, you know, are we live? Why isn't my comment showing? That's what happens when you're not watching it live, but you will be watching it on catch up. Anyway, the message is, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and now wingers or new wingers, spike the likes. The hot and dry air during summers can rupture the tiny blood vessels in the nose. Take care and stay safe and cool, everyone. So thank you for that. We've got some rock horns, heart and peace. So thank you for that information, Lucy. So yeah, that's obviously what's happening to me. The blood vessels are rupturing, which is annoying. But I'm hoping during the live stream, with the fan blowing cold air at my face, or well, just blowing the air in the room, which isn't too warm, hopefully we will evade the nosebleeds. But thank you for that. And we have another donation here. And I believe this is Arden who is making this donation, so thank you for that. I'm racking my brains and memory for the names and the AKAs and usernames, because I know that, yeah, some people have different usernames and different names that they go by on the internet and YouTube and on, you know, Patreon as well. So thank you for this, Arden, I believe. And I'm going to scroll. Here we go. Arden asks, so my memory worked. Phil, do entertainers ever just make momentary eye contact with an audience member and feel a snippet of a life story behind it? So thank you for that. And I don't know. I can't talk for any other entertainers or artists. I think that more than during a performance, generally when you are performing, you are concentrating on what you're doing, and it's very much kind of going through the motions, going through what you've rehearsed, and yeah, just trying to perform your song how you want to, just trying to do it as true, you know, artistically as you can. So just staying true to your song, the expression, everything that you're trying to achieve. But I would say that great songwriters often do look at other people's stories and will write a song inspired by a story that, you know, is something that they didn't have personal experience of. It's not something that they went through, but they put themselves in the shoes of somebody else. And whether that be somebody that they know, somebody even that they've heard of, even a story that they've seen in a newspaper. Yeah, there have been plenty of songwriters who have mentioned that they've written songs just being inspired by something they read or something they saw on the news. So yes, I know that that does happen. But as for, you know, during a live performance, making eye contact with an audience member, it's not something that I can say has happened, or I can't really mention it about somebody else. It might have happened to another artist, but yeah, not something that I have experienced myself. But thank you for that, Arden. Right, we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video, and let me end the poll and the vote in that live chat room, because we will then see which one ended with the highest percentage. It was between Iris and A Design for Life, and it looks like Iris got 63% of the vote, which you guys will be able to see in the live chat room pretty soon going through there. So thank you guys for all of those votes tonight. 293 of you voted, so thank you. And let me just give a quick shout out to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you are a Facebook user and you want to get involved over there, then just join in with that group and just click to join it. You will be accepted, and that's where a lot of the live chat room hang out between live streams, but also where Vince hosts the after party after the live streams, and there are occasional Zoom calls on there as well, which I have shown pictures from on the live streams in the past. So just to give that a quick shout out. But let's jump into the winner of tonight's cover video poll, which is Iris, and I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock.
Up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And all I can taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your life. When sooner or later it's over, I just don't want to miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Whenever there's a made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And you can't fight the tears that ain't coming, or the moment of truth in your lies. When everything feels like the movies, yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Whenever there's a made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am.
And there we have it. That was my version of Iris. I hope you guys enjoyed that one by Goo Goo Dolls. Indeed, I mean, I think everybody pretty much knows that song. Obviously, I had to shoehorn in there a guitar solo. But thank you guys for requesting that over on Patreon, and also just in general for coming up with these, you know, cover videos and the originals so that I can organize them and we can listen to them on the live streams. So let me just quickly jump into that super chat window because we had another donation that came in from Jennifer that was for $5. So thank you again for that. And the message was, I get them too. Oh, this is in relation to the nosebleeds, I believe. I get them too. When it gets hot, it is the humidity that dries out the inside of your nose. Try getting a wash rag with ice in it to put on your nose. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And yeah, I mean, generally when it happens, I just pinch my nose and I'll probably say within 30 seconds, something like that, it stops the flow of blood, which is fine. But I mean, today's nosebleed went on for a bit longer, but I think it's just because it was so much hotter today than it was yesterday. I mean, yesterday was, 37, and today was like 40. So it took a little bit longer, but it's all right. I just, shoved some tissue up my nose and just got on with my business. It's absolutely fine. And it's just something that is, it's only going to happen very rarely here in the UK. Maybe it's going to happen more in the future if things keep on heating up, but fingers crossed it won't. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And just to jump into the PayPal donations window as well, because we had another one that came in there. And let me just scroll down because it is from Lucy again. Thank you for this for £9.50. And the message is, Phil, use my previous donation and this one towards a personal desktop air conditioner that converts water into cool air. You can find them on Amazon for around £30, not intended to cool a room, but I use one sitting at a desk and it works great for several hours. So thank you for that, Lucy. I will look into that indeed. And I don't know, I mean, it's probably maybe something that I could have to the side. I do not know. I haven't really looked into it. I know that my dad the other day was, because it's pretty much what we've been talking about in the whole of the UK because it's so ridiculously hot. My dad was saying something about, I think something similar, because it had water in it, and he was saying about air conditioning. And I didn't really, I know that I looked at the picture and saw that it had water in it. So I'll probably look into that because it would be good just to have something a little bit cooler kind of blowing in your face, because the houses are very good at keeping heat in, which isn't particularly good when it's like 40 degrees, because it means even though it's a lot colder outside, it just keeps all the heat in. Even if you open a window, which I did before the live stream, but it didn't really have much of an effect. Even though you can feel it's now cooler outside, it's just maintaining the heat in here. But anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. I will look into that on Amazon. I do tend to buy a lot of stuff on Amazon just because they can pretty much deliver the next day. So it means that if I am looking for a hard drive to be delivered and I need it urgently, then they can do that in the next day, and pretty much I can keep on top of things, doing things that way. Anyway, thank you for that, Lucy. Right, we are going to be jumping into tonight's pick roulette. So we don't have any pictures tonight. We're going to go straight into this, and then afterwards we're going to open up the entries for next week's pick roulette, because we have already hit the target. But by the way, keep on hitting that thumbs up if you haven't used that thumbs up token yet. It'll be much appreciated. Let's jump into tonight's pick roulette. Hopefully it'll all work, and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock. So let's get the roulette wheel up on screen, and there it is. Right, let me have a little look on the wheel to see if I can see a name to pick for the top tip. And it's going to be Pandemic Pat. Let me make a note of Pandemic Pat, who I'm picking as the top tip for tonight. As you guys will know, I've got a 0% winning record of, actually picking a top tip. And it's not really a top tip, it's exactly the opposite of that. But we will see who this lands on. We are slowing down. I'm looking out for Pandemic Pat has just gone past. So close yet so far. And we are slowing down. We are slowing down. It's going, I think, past Tracy and Sam, maybe. Bonnie Sue. And it is Bonnie Sue who is the winner tonight. So, congratulations to you, Bonnie Sue. Or just Bonnie, or just Sue. But I'm going to say Bonnie Sue. So, congratulations to you. If you can let yourself be known to Carla in the... Oh! And look in the live chat room. Bonnie Sue said, I'll be top tip, wings of Pegasus. But I didn't see that comment until now because it's always a little bit delayed. So there would have been the opportunity had I looked. Actually, I would never have been able to see it because it went through a bit too quickly. But Bonnie, I think that's the first time anyone has ever given themselves up for being the top tip and then they've won, but then I didn't choose them. It was Pandemic Pat who was the top tip for tonight. So, I mean, we're getting closer. One of these days, the top tip, maybe I should actually just delay and look into the live chat room in future for somebody who is, just asking to be the top tip. But congratulations to Bonnie Sue, and thank you for, putting yourself up for it. And I didn't see it, unfortunately, but commiserations to Pandemic Pat and everyone else who didn't win tonight. But... we know that Bonnie Sue's in that live chat room, so if you can let yourself be known to Carla, just tag Carla in your comment and she'll be able to get everything from you to get that signed Wings of Pegasus pick sent off to you. So let's get everything organised and off the screen again. And we are now opening the entries for next week's Pick Roulette. So what you want to do is let me type at Carla Murray in that live chat room, and I'm going to type I agree, because this is what you have to do in order to get your name on next week's Pick Roulette wheel. So we will be having one next week because we hit the target of 315 tonight. That's how it works. It's always the next week where we have the Pick Roulette. So if you haven't done one of these before, then make sure you just look into that live chat room and copy what everybody else is doing. Tag Carla Murray in your comment and just type I agree. And go easy on the emoticons, the little pictures, because sometimes YouTube doesn't show comments that have those in there. It sees it as spam or something like that. I don't know. But make sure that, you go easy on those in order just to make sure that your entry goes through and that you get your name on that wheel, and only do it once. So don't do multiple posts because then your name won't be on the wheel. Just once is enough. And as I always say, if you want to double your chances of winning, make sure you tune in on a Tuesday and a Saturday, because we have a Pick Roulette on both live streams if we hit the Pick Roulette likes goal the week before. So I'll leave those going through that live chat room. Let me have a little look over on Patreon. I'm just going to have a look to see what was requested. I'm pretty sure that a ref of the week is a regular thing now that is just getting requested all the time for everyone. And I can see that, yes, there has been a ref of the week requested. Also a Phil Toon. I'm not sure whether we're going to have time to do both of those, but let's have a go at, I think, the riff of the week, which means I have to now go to the updated list in order to actually find it first of all, but see which riffs we had recently. So let me click on that. While that is loading, let me get my screens organized as well. And if you guys can start typing in some numbers, any number between 1 and 100. I see Dwayne has gone very early there. Lisa A says 68. If you can just type some numbers in the live chat room between 1 and 100, I will pick one at random. I'll cross-reference it to the list to see which ones we haven't had yet. And then we'll have a riff of the week and see if we can remember which riff it is. Right, we do have some numbers going through now. So Michael says 57, 71. Let's have a, I don't know, maybe a low number for tonight. So I can see Tracy says 11, Terry 17. We haven't had 17 yet, so I think I'm going to randomly pick that one out. 17. Right, let me type in riff of the week 17. That is going into YouTube, and there it is. Let me select it. There's always a bit of a race. And we've got to watch an advert. Let me mute it. I'll go through the advert so you guys don't have to watch it as well. And I mean, the adverts are bad, but kind of good as well, because it gives me an extra 5 seconds at the beginning of the video to then get ready to pause it. Because sometimes when it loads straight away, the pause takes a little bit long to come in, and then it doesn't register, and then it starts playing, and then people might get a sneak peek of the riff before it's even played. But let me get my screens organized so that you can see it on your screen. And that was the we had the note that I made about Pandemic Pat's username, because I've got my it's screen capturing the wrong part. So let me move it down, and that's actually quite good because it's reminded me to say about the Moises app and the Pick Roulette we've already done, so that's fine. But the Moises app I did say last time. Oh, and now in the PayPal donations, it's showing it's showing the riffs that we've seen, or at least a little segment of the riffs that we've seen so far. So let me get rid of that. I mean, not that it matters because we all know the riffs that we've already seen so far. But yeah, going back to the Moises app just quickly, because that's reminded me that we will be doing that in the future at some point. I'm going to organize the best way of doing it, because I think some names are on the Pick Roulette wheel, some names on the T-shirt roulette wheel. So I want to make sure that everybody can get access or is entered into that. So the Moises app, by the way, I've got some premium subscriptions to give away to you guys. So I want to make sure that that's open to everybody in the future. So we'll figure that out, and I'll let you guys know how that is going to work. But anyway, now let me, because I've moved the screen, it should now show up as intended. Let's have a listen to this and see, first of all, if we know what it is, if I can remember what it is, but then type the name of the riff or the song in the live chat room. So just the name of the song, artist is optional, but have a go at this. It's an easy one. And there we have it. Now, this is a classic. I mean, this is right in my ballpark of the type of music that I'm into. So I'm going to be having a little look into that live chat room to see if there are any guesses going through. And Lucy's the first one that says Dr. Feelgood. So well done, Lucy. I'm just going to scroll up just to make sure. Kevin says Freebird. Linda says yeah, Dr. Feelgood. Jesse says Dr. Feelgood as well. So we do have a few correct guesses in there. I'm just going to scroll up and make sure that that was kind of the first one, and yeah, I think it was. So yeah, let me just keep those going through. Motley Crue. We're getting Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue, says Dwayne. Tina as well. Metal Cubana, who I think I struggled saying Cubana or Cubana in the last live stream. Sherry's in there as well. Selena. and Francis. So I did say it was a classic, so a lot of people recognize that riff, and yeah, just a really cool tune. So let me get rid of that. Right, so I mean, we've got probably about 1 minute left of the live stream, because I do like to keep these on time, even though sometimes, yeah, we do run over. But it's 14 minutes past 1 in the morning here in the UK, so I think I'm going to leave a little bit of time for you guys to get your final entries into the pick roulette for next week. So make sure you do that, because we are going to be calling things to a close imminently. Let me just organize my screens. Thank you, by the way, to Laura for sending me the updated the riff of the week list, so that everyone that we do get through on the live streams, that we don't keep repeating them, because that is something that I would definitely be doing, not keeping track of the riffs. So thank you, Laura, for that. And I think we're pretty much up to date with everything. I just want to do a quick double check just to make sure that everything is okay. Yes, we're up to date over on PayPal and in the super chat window. So thank you guys so much for your very kind donations tonight. We are going to be having another analysis video, of course, tomorrow night, and we're going to be having another one on Friday night, and Saturday night we're going to be live streaming again. So make sure that you join me then. If you do get a chance, that'd be much appreciated. I'll be there as always. We live stream on Saturdays and Tuesdays, 12 British summertime. Just overriding that subconscious desire to say Greenwich Mean Time. British summertime is what you need to type into Google, and that will sort out your time zones for you. So I will see you guys tomorrow night. I'm going to try and cool off a little bit, maybe just open as many windows as possible to let in as much air as possible. But I think certainly in this room it starts to get quite hot anyway, probably because the computer's on and the monitor, and it all generates heat. So yeah, it's probably a little bit cooler than it seems in this room, but I will look into that. The personal air conditioner thing sounds quite good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Big shout out to the moderators for doing such a fantastic job. I hope you guys had a great live stream. It's always great for me to interact with you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. It's a great community, so thank you everyone for making it a great community yourselves, because it's not me doing it, it's you guys tuning in and interacting, and us all just getting to know each other, which is a great part of the week on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So thank you guys for tuning in. It is massively appreciated. I will see you at that video tomorrow night. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Try and stay as cool as possible, but also as safe and sane as possible in the world that we live in, which is a very difficult thing to do, I know. But I will see you guys tomorrow night and on Friday, and I'll see you live again on Saturday night, where we'll do it all again. But have a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is where you are, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!